Hello and welcome to our episode today that deals with interactivity, diversity, legal challenges and copyright issues. More specifically, the various kinds of approach and techniques used in web services for online media are discussed in details. Also, the interactivity, diversity, legal challenges and copyright issues of web services are to be looked into. In the realms of web service refers to the approach used to attract the attention of consumers and even about the misusage of it. The basic purpose is to influence consumer feelings towards legal challenges and copyright issues. Our subject expert is Ajay Kumar Dutta and I am Sakshi Mandwal. Ajay Kumar Dutta is a seasoned entrepreneur and website designer with more than a decade of industry as well as relative field experience. Objectives. The aim of this lesson is to give an insight into interactive websites, give an insight into diversity in web technologies, describe the importance of copyright issues, unfolding website legal challenges. In computers, interactivity is the dialogue that occurs between a human being or possibly another living creature and a computer program. Web interactivity. A simple example can illustrate this point. Picture this. Two shopping stores are right next to each other. However, one attracts more customers than the other, although both have the same goods. This is only because of one reason. The one shop that attracts more customers uses the concept of interaction with people. This is in terms of consumer suggestions, attractive offers, contests and displays. The whole scenario draws people as the overall environment makes a customer feel more comfortable. In terms of web design, the concept can work in the same manner. The trick lies in a subtle use of web interactions to attract users and cause them to engage on a page. Here we take another example. A radio button or hyperlinks are elements of web interface. Contrast these with a three-dimensional cube or a three-dimensional flipbook, both being examples of interactivity. They are complete experiences of doing stuff that engages users with web pages whilst the user is going through the information displayed on the website. This is what makes these examples stand out. The use of interactivities woven very creatively with website content makes them successful in capturing user attention. Diversity behavior. Website interactivity, market research, consumer behavior, website interactivity. A product website will have various categories on display. The range should be presented in an interactive manner rather than plain rows of products. A three-dimensional flipbook can be used to its advantage to showcase a range of products with the relevant information. A user gets engaged whilst flipping through the book. The creation of these website interactivities requires time to be spent on technical details. However, in the recent times, designers can create these interactivities within minutes without any programming with rapid interactivity software that is available in the market. Market research for interactivity. Markets spend millions of dollars trying to understand why people buy products and services. Sometimes it seems that there is no reason for a purchase, but in reality there is always a reason. Many factors are involved in customers' buying decision, any one of which can become the deciding factor, such as practical consumers purchase products because they need them to survive, such as shoes and medicine. Impractical is the opposite of practical, purchasing products that are not necessary. Rational purchases are made with logical thought-out reasoning. Irrational products are purchased for foolish or absurd reasons. Factual purchasing products based on researched reports. Emotional purchasing products based on feelings. Buy to satisfy a need for a reason. Buy to satisfy a want, desire. Consumer interactivity towards products. Lavish spending for the purpose of displaying wealth or social status. Preference for buying increases with price. Snob effect. Desire to buy something nobody else has. Preference for buying increases with rarity or scarcity. Bandwagon effect. Desire to buy something everybody else is buying. Preference for buying increases with perceived popularity. Economic. To enhance their lifestyle or to fulfill two major needs: physiological, food, shelter, and safety and security. Psychological. This is the study of how people interact with their environment. Products are consumed to enhance their well-being. Diversity behavior. The term diversity is used broadly to refer to many demographic variables, including but not limited to race, religion, color, gender, national origin, disability, sexual orientation, age, education, geographic origin, and skill characteristics. 1. Behavior, 2. Geographic location, 3. Demographics, 4. Psychographics, 5. Lifestyle, 6. Personality traits, 7. Social class, 8. Relationship, 9. Customer type, 10. Use of product, 11. Buying situation, 12. Purchasing method. Behavior. Needs: economic, functional, psychological, social. Benefits: quality, service, economy, convenience, speed. Attitude towards product: enthusiastic, positive, indifferent, negative, hostile. User status: non-user, ex-user, potential user, first-time user, regular user. Loyalty status: none, medium, strong, absolute. Brand familiarity: unaware, aware, informed, interested, desirous, intending to buy. Occasion: regular occasion, special occasion, convenience, comparison shopping, unsought product. Type of problem solving needed: routine, limited, extensive. Information required: low, medium, high. Geographic location. 1. Region of world, country: North America, South America, Africa, Asia, Europe. 2. Regions within that country. For example, USA, Pacific Northwest, South Midwest, New England. 3. Size of city: population under 5,000, people to 4 million or more. 4. Urban versus rural: country, city, large city is equal to more resources, more independence. Country is equal to more dependence on neighbors and pooling resources. 5. Climate: cold, hot, rainy, desert, beaches, mountains. Demographics. 1. Income: under $5,000 to $250,000 plus a year. 2. Gender: male, female, neither both. 3. Age: infant, toddler, preschool, tween, age 8 to 12, teen, college, age 20, 30, etc. 4. Family size: 1 person, 2, 3 or more. 5. Family life cycle: young, single, engaged, DINKS, double income, no kids, SINKS, single income, no kids, married with kids, babies, toddler, elementary school age, teen, older, recently divorced, empty nester, children have moved out. Same-sex couples, single parents, extended parents, grandparents raising their grandchildren, retired, either wealthy or Medicare dependent or poor. Job: unemployed, housewife, part-time, full-time, student, professional, craftsperson, farmer, retired. 6th, education: grade school or less, some high school graduate, some college graduate, graduate degrees. 7th, religion: Christian, Jewish, agnostic, atheist, Muslim, Islam, etc. 8. Race: white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Native American, mixed race, etc. 9th is culture or nationality: American, French, English, African, Russian, Indian, etc. 10th is generation. For example, USA, GI generation, silent, matures, baby boomer, Gen X, Gen Y, boomlets. Psychographics. 1. Lifestyle: interests, hobbies, activities, interests, opinions, values, media preferences. Everyone has two lifestyles, the one they are in now and the one they desire to be in, which is usually better than the current one. Almost all decisions are influenced by the buyer's current and desired lifestyle. 2. Personality traits: A. Sincerity, B. Excitement, C. Competence, D. Sophistication, E. Ruggedness. 3 is social class. Lower, middle, low, middle, middle upper, 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 working class, blue collar. 1 relationship, 2 customer type, 3 product use, 4 buying situation, 5 purchasing method, 6 behavior, 7 geographic location, 8 demographics, 9 psychographics. Relationship. Kinds of relationship: weak, strong, arm's length, dealing, close partnership. Customer type. Type of customer: manufacturer, service, government, military, non-profit, wholesaler, retailer, end user. Product use: how customers use product: installation, components, accessories, raw material, eaten, professional service. Buying situation: rebuy, modified, rebuy, new purchase. Purchasing method: internet, long-term contract, warranty, financing, cash on demand. Legal challenges and copyright issues. Privacy and Freedom of Information Act compliance. Perhaps the most important privacy concern is current guidance that limits the use of persistent cookies on federal websites, even though such cookies are a standard feature of many Web 2.0 applications. The new administration will need to decide whether to alter that guidance, and it will face the related question of what privacy protections should apply when the federal government uses applications that send users to private sector websites. Access for those with disabilities. Section 508 of the Rehabilitation Act provides guidelines for making federal websites accessible to people with disabilities, including the visually and hearing impaired. All federal websites must be Section 508 compliant, but many Web 2.0 applications are not. Commercial endorsement and advertising. Current regulations prohibit government websites from commercially endorsing any product or service and also ban advertising. Use of any one Web 2.0 service over another could be considered an endorsement, particularly if it involves including a company's logo on a government website. And there could be reasons not to link to sites that include inappropriate advertising content. Fourth, terms of service agreements. Federal employees and agencies are not allowed to accept any indemnification agreements, and most websites' term of service use state rather than federal law to resolve legal disputes. 5. The Paperwork Reduction Act and Public Records Requirement. The PRA requires agencies to submit formal requests to the Office of Management and Budget before collecting information from the public. 6th, security concerns and agency restrictions on staff internet use. Many federal agencies block their employees from accessing social media websites and chat services, especially out of concern for computer security. These policies could essentially prohibit employees from working on Web 2.0 applications. Any of the key issues posed by Web 2.0 technologies are legally similar. The federal government has obligations for what is done on its own websites. Yet some significant federal policies are at stake when users leave a federal website. The federal government should not encourage the use of non-accessible web technologies, invasions of privacy, loss of security, or unreasonable commercial endorsements or advertising, even if legal restrictions do not technically apply. And a set of more specifically legal issues does arise with respect to free third-party software, such as with terms of service agreements and logos. Following are the major legal compliances which need to be taken care: copyright concerns, domain name concerns, trademark concerns, defamation, and linking and framing. Obtaining images for a web page. One of the chief attractions of the World Wide Web is the ability to use graphics to convey information to users. A sophisticated and subtle graphical presentation is the hallmark of some of the web's most popular sites. The following rules of thumb are meant to guide a web page creator when selecting images for incorporation into a page. Creating original images from drawing and painting programs. The best way to obtain images is to create them in a drawing or other image creation program. In doing so, however, it is best to start from scratch rather than from someone else's creation. Taking images from third parties, the simple rule is, don't steal someone else's images. The moment an original image or string of text is fixed on a hard drive for the first time, it is protected by copyright. Any unauthorized copying of a protected image is an infringement of the creator's copyright unless the use falls within one of the very limited exceptions to the copyright law, such as fair use. In most cases, it is unlikely that the incorporation of an image into a commercial website could be considered a fair use. Licensed images from the Internet. Some images, such as Microsoft's Internet Explorer logo, may be copied, but only if the would-be copier accepts the terms of a license defining the permissible uses of the image. Often such licenses provide that the copier cannot alter the appearance of the image in any way and may use the image as a link only to certain designated sites. An example of a logo license agreement can be found on MSNBC's website. Incorporating clip art from these libraries into a page does not violate copyright law, as these images are licensed to the purchaser of the software for this purpose. To avoid liability, however, a webmaster must be careful to obey the terms of all applicable license agreements. For instance, the license may not allow a user to alter the images in any significant way. Free images of the Internet. Some websites provide images that are for use by others. These images may be used in a web page as long as the terms proposed by the image creator are followed. Typically, these sites only require that some type of credit is given to the author, including a link back to the author's site. However, there remains the possibility that the images were misappropriated at some point and were not original creations of the alleged author. In these cases, use of the images may infringe the copyright rights of the original author. Developing text for a web page. The guidelines for text development are similar to those for obtaining images. Truly original text developed by the creator of the website may be used without copyright concerns. As with images, appropriating text from third parties without permission is illegal, unless there is some substantial fair use justification for the taking. Use of third-party text pursuant to a license agreement should follow the terms of the license agreement. As for public domain works, one should never assume a work is in the public domain without independent investigation. Developing Java Applets, JavaScripts and ActiveX scripts. Like text and pictures, it is normally a violation of copyright law to appropriate scripting or programming from someone else without permission. Many parties have made their scripts and applets available for use by the public. In these cases, use is allowed as long as any requirements set forth by the programmer are followed. Domain name concerns. The selection and protection of a domain name may be the most important detail in the creation of a website. Domain names function as the address for a website, and disputes over domain names have become more common and more heated as the popularity of the Internet grows. Selecting a domain name. Domain names have a first and second level. In the bitlaw.com domain name, the .com portion is considered the first or top level domain name, and bitlaw is considered a second level domain name. The most common top level domain .com, .org, .net, .gov, .edu names are administered by InterNIC, although other top level domains are available and still more will be available soon. To obtain a domain name using one of these top level domain names, a who is search should be done to make sure the name is not taken. In addition, it may be wise to perform a trademark search to verify that the chosen domain name is not infringing on another party's trademark. Reclaiming a domain name registered by another. Occasionally, upon searching for a domain name, a party may discover that someone else has already taken their corporate name or trademark as a domain name. In most cases, there is little that can be done because the other party has equal right to use that name. In some circumstances, however, it is possible to contest a registered domain name based upon superior rights to that name. Such a contest can be made through the courts or through InterNIC's domain name dispute policy. Obtaining a domain name. If the name is available, a registration can be filed with InterNIC using their online registration form. Protecting a domain name. In order to better protect a domain name and to avoid losing a domain name under the INTER-NIC domain name dispute policy, a domain name owner should obtain a trademark registration on their domain name. In order to obtain immediate protection, a registration can be obtained through Tunisia. However, often the expense of a Tunisian registration is not justified. Obtaining multiple domain names under different top-level domains. Because of the new top-level domain names that are currently proposed, it may be wise for the owner of a strong trademark to obtain domain name registrations under multiple top-level domain names. For example, the BitLaw website might be found under bitlaw.com, bitlaw.firm, bitlaw.web and bitlaw.net. Multiple registrations may require the overhead of maintaining a website under each domain, but will prevent competitors from obtaining the sites. Trademark concerns. A trademark is a word, image, slogan or other device designed to identify the goods or services of a particular party. Trademark infringement occurs when one party utilizes the mark of another in such a way as to create a likelihood of confusion, mistake and or deception with the consuming public. The confusion created can be that the defendant's products or services are the same as that of the trademark owner, or that the defendant is somehow associated, affiliated, connected, approved, authorized or sponsored by trademark owner. Since most websites will contain discussions of products or services, website developers should be aware of the potential trademark issues. Discussing the trademarks of others. There is nothing inherently wrong with the identification of other parties' products on a web page by using their trademarks. Nonetheless, some parties have made inappropriate claims of trademark infringement every time they see one of their marks on another party's page. Sometimes, however, a website does violate the trademarks of another. Web page designers should avoid trademark usage that might cause confusion among viewers as to the source or sponsorship of the web page. Such use might well constitute trademark infringement. Linking to another page through that party's logo or trademark. It is common to find a link to another web page made through a company's name, trademark or logo. In most cases, this type of link will not cause trademark concerns unless the use causes the type of confusion discussed above. However, the use of another party's logo without their permission may be more likely to raise the trademark concerns. E-type of confusion that creates trademark infringement, since a graphical logo arguably creates a stronger impression of affiliation than mere text. Selecting a trademark. To select a trademark, one should consider the relative strength of the mark. Certain marks are stronger than others. Made-up words such as Kodak or Xerox make the strongest marks. The next strongest marks are those words that have no relationship with the products or services on which they are used, such as Apple for computers. Marks that are descriptive in nature, such as clear screen for computer monitors, may be so weak that they will not function as a trademark until they have been heavily used. After picking a mark, a trademark search should be performed to make sure that no one else has rights to the mark. Protecting a trademark. Once a mark has been selected, the best way to protect a mark in the United States is through a federal trademark registration. If the goods or services sold under the mark will be sold internationally, trademark registrations in other countries should also be considered. Defamation. The term defamation refers to a false statement made about someone or some organization that is damaging to their reputation. For a statement to be defamatory, the statement must be published to a third party, and the person publishing the statement must have known or should have known that the statement was false. The law of defamation is complex, as it has been determined by numerous court decisions rather than one national statute. Linking and framing. In copyright law, the legal status of hyperlinking, also termed linking, and that of framing concern how courts address two different but related web technologies. In large part, the legal issues concern use of these technologies to create or facilitate public access to proprietary media content, such as portions of commercial website. When hyperlinking and framing have the effect of distributing and creating routes for distribution of content, information that does not come from the proprietors of the web pages affected by these practices, the proprietors often seek the aid of courts to suppress the conduct, particularly when the effect of the conduct is to disrupt or circumvent the proprietor's mechanism for receiving financial compensation. One of the central features of the web is the ability for each web page to offer connections to other web pages in the click of a button. Two common ways websites connect to other sites are linking, framing. Most often, a website will connect to another in the form of a link, also known as a hypertext link, a specially coded word or image that, when clicked upon, will take a web user to another web page. A link can take the user to another page within the same site, an internal link, or to another site altogether, an external link. Many copyright experts believe that deep linking, links that bypass a website's homepage, is not copyright infringement. After all, the author of a novel can't prevent readers from reading the end first if they so desire. So why should a website owner have the right to determine in what order a user can access a website? Recap. In this course, we have focused to the interactivity, diversity, legal challenges, and copyright issues. More specifically, the various kinds of approach and techniques used in web services for online media are discussed in detail. Also, the interactivity, diversity, legal challenges, and copyright issues of web services are to be looked into. In the realms of web service refers to the approach used to attract the attention of consumers and even about the misuse of it. The basic purpose is to influence consumer feelings towards legal challenges and copyright issues. Thank you for being with us. Hope you all had a great learning experience. Till the next time, it's a goodbye.